You cannot help people permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves. Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. My best friend is a person who will give me a book I have not read. My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Whatever you are, be a good one. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the heavens and say there is no God. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that of all about me seemed insufficient for that day. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody. All that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. Character is like a tree and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is and the tree is the real thing. No man is poor who has a godly mother. The best way to predict your future is to create it. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic chords of memory will swell when again touched, as surely they will be, by the better angels of our nature. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Elections belong to the people. It's their decision. If they decide to turn their back on the fire and burn their behinds, then they will just have to sit on their blisters. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. It is difficult to make a man miserable while he feels worthy of himself and claims kindred to the great God who made him. When I get ready to talk to people, I spend 2/3 of the time thinking what they want to hear and 1/3 thinking about what I want to say. Be with a leader when he is right, stay with him when he is still right, but leave him when he is wrong. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. If there is anything that links the human to the divine, it is the courage to stand by a principle when everybody else rejects it. You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. You can be anything you want to be, do anything you set out to accomplish if you hold to that desire with singleness of purpose. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. Honor to the soldier and sailor everywhere, who bravely bears his country's cause. Honor, also, to the citizen who cares for his brother in the field and serves, as he best can, the same cause. Hypocrite, the man who murdered his parents, and then pleaded for mercy on the grounds that he was an orphan. Get books, sit yourself down anywhere, and go to reading them yourself. If this country is ever demoralized, it will come from trying to live without work. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves, and, under a just God, cannot retain it. Let no feeling of discouragement prey upon you, and in the end you are sure to succeed. Our safety, our liberty, depends upon preserving the Constitution of the United States as our fathers made it inviolate. The people of the United States are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise with the occasion. As our case is new, we must think anew and act anew. We must disenthrall ourselves, and then we shall save our country. This country, with its institutions, belongs to the people who inhabit it. Whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it, or their revolutionary right to dismember it or overthrow it. Don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it is the only safeguard of our liberties. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. In times like the present, men should utter nothing for which they would not willingly be responsible through time and eternity. If friendship is your weakest point, then you are the strongest person in the world. I believe the Bible is the best gift God has ever given to man. All the good from the Savior of the world is communicated to us through this book. Life is hard, but so very beautiful. Nothing will divert me from my purpose.